Hello, wonderful people. What's happening? I am the Sports Judge. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. I'm so grateful for all the support. Let's keep growing together. Subscribe to my channel and join the journey. I have thoughts about Brandon Aiyuk. About 3 weeks ago, Aiyuk requested a trade out of San Francisco. The two sides have failed to get a deal done, and Aiyuk is now making a move. You don't want to pay me, then I got to get my money someplace else where a team will welcome me in with open arms and make me feel important. Because there's no doubt he can go to another team where he can emerge as the top option in a team's passing game. I think he can go to the Steelers or Browns and elevate the offense with his tools and unique skill set, significantly enhancing the team's performance and strategy. So he certainly has the tools to be a monster receiver, and we got a first-hand glimpse of that last season. He was cooking defensive backs with his elite route running. That's a thing of beauty. I think a team to keep an eye on, or should I say a team that makes the most sense, are the New England Patriots. I like New England because I think with his route running, he would be perfect for somebody like Drake May. That would help with Drake May's development. The fact that he simply moves different gives defensive backs hell. His body control, his flexibility, and ability to burst in and out of routes can be devastating. Aiyuk's deception and change of direction in the red zone particularly can be devastating. I believe the 49ers have framework for a Brandon Aiyuk trade in place with two teams. So what are they waiting for? So maybe soon he may be getting his wish. And two teams are strongly in play. You cannot go into the season with a disgruntled receiver. I think you move on from him. All that does to your locker room and team chemistry is kill it. And you don't need that if you're hoping to win anything while your championship window is still open. Find a way to move on from him. There's nothing worse than holding on to a player that doesn't want to be there. It's just a contract dispute that the two sides couldn't come to an agreement on. The two sides couldn't come together, it seems, and it's just time to move on. It's a two-way street, but for Aiyuk, he has turned down a street that you can only go one way. And since he's unhappy in San Francisco, and this is public knowledge now, then perhaps it's best to just move on and get something in return while dealing him. Moving on from him is probably the right move. It won't be the same without him, but with all the weapons they have in San Francisco, with the moving parts, they won't miss him that much. The loss of Aiyuk could deliver a significant blow to the Niners offense. I don't know how you can make up for his loss or what could help alleviate the loss of Aiyuk. He's a very tough player to replace. I would say the 49ers are closer to him being traded than him staying in San Francisco. The drama, as we know, continues. And while his departure will affect Brock Purdy some, not a lot, I don't think. I don't think Brock Purdy will be impacted too much if Aiyuk is traded. I don't think it takes the team out of Super Bowl contention, although it will be different without him. Certainly, having a wide receiver like Aiyuk helps. They will miss Brandon Aiyuk. He has a great connection with Brock Purdy. That is Brock Purdy's security blanket. But I think it's crazy to say that Brock Purdy, without his security blanket, is going to be this bad quarterback. I think it just makes sense to let Brandon Aiyuk go. It would be best for everyone. It seems like Brandon Aiyuk will be heading to the Steelers. And the thing is, we don't know what the deal will be like. It's been reported that one of the reasons why this trade is likely happening now is if Aiyuk is in San Francisco without a contract, there's concern that other players would side with him. It is believed that the 49ers don't want a distraction all season long or a situation where a multitude of players are distracted and bothered by the fact that Aiyuk's deal didn't get done. I know by now we're over this saga that continues to drag on. It has become the story of the offseason. Will he be traded? And if so, where will he end up? I thought they would come to an agreement. Both sides never seemed to be close to getting anything done. The back and forth between Aiyuk and the Niners was a test of leverage a franchise level player has and how much the team is willing to fork up to keep him on the team. I mean, it's a messy situation, and I'm still left wondering why the team would feel like they have to keep him and not trade him. Give him what he wants. Let him go. And at the end of the day, the 49ers aren't the bad guys here. They've got to do what's best for the organization. Yes, it would be great if both parties could budge a little to get a deal done. Yes, it would be great to keep him in San Francisco. That's not going to happen, obviously. But it would be a nice outcome. Then both parties win. It's more than just a game. This is a business. I think the 49ers would easily give Aiyuk $30 million a year, but in order to stay under the salary cap while still preparing for Brock Purdy's impending mega contract in 2025, I think San Francisco is at 26, 27, where Brandon Aiyuk is at 30. And in fairness, he's good and wants compensation comparable to what other top wide receivers are getting. I don't know how you bridge that. You still have to pay Brock Purdy maybe somewhere ranging from 58 to 60 million. It's an unlikely scenario you bring back Aiyuk. If another franchise is able to pay him what he's looking for, Aiyuk is clearly ready to switch teams. Now, the 49ers have the option of using the franchise tag on Aiyuk, holding his rights. And since the two sides aren't close to getting a deal done, they can work out an extension or a potential trade at a later time. This means San Francisco could force Aiyuk to play under the franchise tag in 2025, which would pay him the average of the top 5 salaries of 2024 at the position. Look, it's not incredibly damaging. It's not an incredibly damaging trade if it actually does happen. Aiyuk is a major part of the offense, yes, and losing him would be somewhat of a detriment to the 49ers' success. Sure. But let's not act like the 49ers still don't have a stacked roster of all pros. I think Brock Purdy takes a step back slightly a bit, and there's some regression in his game without Aiyuk. I think he will adjust without him and make with all the other weapons he has around him. I'm not worried about the passing game or them becoming this very one-dimensional team. I'm not worried about them taking a massive step back. I'm not worried at all. Remember, they have one of, if not the best roster in the NFL, even without Aiyuk. And I think although Aiyuk is Purdy's main target, I think the 49ers put themselves in a good position to be able to still function at a high level without Aiyuk. And you can still get production from other guys you develop. Jennings has had a nice offseason. He took a friendly deal with the 49ers. Ricky Pearsall can develop, if I pronounced his name correctly, can develop into what Brandon Aiyuk is now in a couple of years. The 49ers have all pros. They have studs and players all over the field on both sides of the ball and an innovative coach on offense. This is what happens when you are a good team. When you draft players that you have to later compensate. You can't keep everyone. When a player's contract expires and he hits free agency, you just can't keep everyone. It's impossible to keep the core together. But you still have Purdy as your quarterback, Deebo Samuel, Dre Greenlaw, Bosa, Warner, Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, and Trent Williams. This roster is loaded. So the 49ers, their entire Super Bowl hopes hinging on Brandon Aiyuk. When you have one of the best offensive minds in the game, you're still, to me, a Super Bowl favorite, even without Aiyuk and all those weapons that Purdy has around them. They're still one of the best teams in the NFL. They'll be good without Brandon Aiyuk. Yes, they will miss him, but the 49ers are stacked. They have a lot of star power. And Purdy has a lot of weapons. He would just have to find another go-to target. I think that go-to target would be Deebo Samuel. And you know how creative they are on offense. They will make sure that Brock Purdy's in a good position where he can succeed. You know, we've seen it with Brock Purdy. And look, Deebo Samuel got hurt last season. That kind of changed, you know, everything for the 49ers. I still think Deebo Samuel is that primary weapon for the 49ers, and I think he can emerge as Brock Purdy's go-to guy. I think he'll get comfortable throwing in his direction, and I think the 49ers will be just fine. There's no reason to panic or worry not having Aiyuk around. The 49ers are still an NFC favorite, and I think they'll do well with or without Brandon Aiyuk. Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the love and support. It's awesome. Thanks for supporting the channel and showing me love. Really, really appreciate you guys. Hey, if you guys like this video, if you guys like the content, you guys know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, smash the subscribe button for me. I'll see you guys very soon again. I'll have more content for you guys in the near future here. I'll talk Team USA, them surviving and coming back from a 17-point deficit against Serbia. I want to get into Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. Is their relationship fragile? I kind of want to talk about that as well. So I'll be back here very soon with more content for you guys. But until next time, you guys take care. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a good day.